How do you get started with QuickBooks, and what are a couple of things to consider? I'm Jamie.
I'm Mark.
And we're Social Sudo. Okay, Mark. So we've been tracking our expenses in an Excel spreadsheet so far, just when we got started with our business. But now we want to go a bit more professional and start using QuickBooks. Where do we start?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to navigate to a version of QuickBooks that I already have on my computer. Now, again, a lot of the information that we're going to be using to fill out a new company profile on QuickBooks is easily transferable over to Excel if that's what you choose to use. In our case, we're going to be using a QuickBooks for Desktop version, which is specifically designed for Mac OS X. So I've already opened our QuickBooks 2021 profile. You can see here, because I manage accounts for several companies, there's a list here. In your case, there might be no list, but what you need to do is get started. So you're going to just easily follow the prompts. You're going to click the Get Started button, and you're going to click on Start Setup. It's going to ask you to log into your account. In your case, if you're new, you're going to be creating your account. So you want to register yourself, which you may have already done when you purchased the software through Intuit. Okay, so I've just signed into an account that it will recognize for me. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to select where your company's directory is going to be stored. Typically, I like to save our company directory in an online Dropbox that's accessible by my other team members. That way, I'm not the only one that has access. Every time QuickBooks is saved and saved to a backup, you can then import that through Dropbox. So I have a general accounting folder. All of my companies have their own unique folder. So I'll just create one that says QuickBooks, and in this case, we're going to call this company Demo for demo purposes. Okay, I'm going to click Save. That's where all my backups and my company files going to be stored. You also need to create a secure password every time that you access. So in this case, we'll just select something here. Okay, so now the first thing you have to do is enter your tax information. In the company name, you're going to enter it there. So for us, we're calling this demo, but we're going to act like we're using our genuine company, which is Social Sudo. So I'm going to type in Social Sudo LLC. This whole prompt is very important that you fill it out correctly, because all of the company names and documents that are stored here can then be easily picked up and transferred over to tax documents when that time comes. You want to enter your official business address, street name. So this is the address that you would have used when you applied for your EIN number. You're also going to want to select your company start date. Now, let's say that you were founded on March 3rd, 2019. You don't want to enter March 3rd, 2019. You want to enter January 1st, 2019. And the reason for that is because the company's start date is basically a proxy for when your tax year begins. So if you were to just enter March 3rd, 2019, your tax year is going to reset on March 3rd every year. You need your tax year to reset from January 1st to December 31st. So you want to take whatever year you started and enter a start date that reflects January 1st. Then you want to select the structure of your company for your tax form. In our case, and in most cases, it's going to be an LLC, likely a partnership. So that for us is a Form 1065 partnership. You then want to enter your federal ID number. That's your EIN number that you applied for. We're just going to enter a generic one. And we're going to proceed on to the next screen. Looks like I need another digit. Okay. The next screen helps you set up the accounts that we talked about in our definitions. So all of the accounts here is basically forming an initial template for your company to start tracking transactions. So what you can do is you can roll through this list and check mark things you may or may not have. If you have buildings and improvements, you want to check mark that because you'll have to record that as a transaction or an asset. Different bookkeeping items, so income that you're pulling in and expenses, things that you're paying for. If you're paying for rentals, if you're giving charitable contributions, this is going to set up your accounts for you in more of like a boilerplate template sort of fashion, and then you can adjust this stuff later. So in this case, we're going to stick with the default, and we're going to select finish, and it's going to create our company profile. And that's all you have to do. So in the next video, what we'll do is we'll walk you through how we set up the accounts for Social Sudo and give you an idea about how that works.
Awesome. Thanks, Mark.